This is the story of Dorp, the Scottish dragon, 40 years. Written by Sandy Johnson and Britt Brundage. Illustrated by Enrique Vignolo. Dorp Express Publishing. This story takes place in the early 1800s Scotland and is dedicated to my youngsters, Britt and Hank, and to my loving mom and dad. Long ago, in a cave near Loch Lomond, nested a wee dragon egg that glowed in the dark. The baby inside stretched and pushed hard against the shell. The egg rocked back and forth and finally cracked open. Out popped a little dragon named Dorp, who blinked and looked around. He flapped his wings and lifted off of the ground for a moment before falling down with a thump. His purple eyes glowed and illuminated the dark cave around him. Mora, Dorp's mother, kept him safe and warm in the hay. When he was big enough, his father Merkin taught him how to swim and hold his breath under water. Dorp's wings were small for his age. He ate and ate so that they could grow bigger. He ate too much. That gave him a tummy ache. One rainy day, on the way home from dragon school, two bullies jumped out at him from behind the bushes. "Hey, chicken wings, can't you fly?" they teased. "I can fly," Dorp said, as his purple eyes glowed. "I'm a mighty dragon like my father." He flapped his wings but was too nervous to take flight. Dorp's little wings flapped furiously, but they soon grew tired, and he crashed to the muddy ground. "Roar!" he blazed. Purple smoke balls rolled from his snout. "Where am I?" Dorp asked himself, looking around. The day was getting late, and his parents would be wondering where he was. Dorp shivered and felt scared. "Oink, oink, oink, oink," grunted a little pig from the road. "You don't live here. You must be lost or something." "Not I," said Dorp, embarrassed. "Wow, a real fire-breathing dragon?" said the pig. "Can you fly?" "Not so well," he replied quietly. The pig shrugged. "Oh, well, me either," he answered with a smile. "My name is Rudy." Dorp smiled back and was happy to have found a friend. "I'm Dorp, and I'm from Loch Lomond," he said. Rudy promised to help him find his way home. Dorp challenged Rudy to a race. "Betcha I can beat you to that tree. Tally ho, let's go." Rudy made a wild dash for the tree with his short, stocky legs hugging the ground. He easily won. "Yow!" screamed Dorp as he slid into the wet grass and smacked his nose into the tree trunk. Little purple stars circled his head. "Give up," said Rudy. You're obviously having a bad day. Try again tomorrow. The tired two settled down under the dry trees. Rudy snored loudly while Dorp slept with one eye open and one eye shut. Early the next morning, Dorp woke up and tried to fly. He ran, flapping his wings, and tripped over a rock. You're not going to get anywhere like that, grumbled Rudy, rubbing his eyes. Oh, yeah, said Dorp. He tried again and lifted into the air. This time I'm going home to Loch Lomond. Wait for me, shouted Rudy as he ran fast to catch up. He made up a song about his new friend. Tally ho, let's go. That's what Dorp says. Tally ho, let's go. As the pair traveled the road together, Dorp told Rudy all about his home and parents, even told them about dragon school. Rudy said that he couldn't wait to visit. Later that afternoon, they came across a black collie herding sheep through the meadow. He barked commands at the herd and then trotted over to talk. And what are you? He asked with wide eyes. He's a dragon. He's lost, Rudy replied. Dorp snorted. Temporarily turned around, he corrected. The black collie shook his head in disbelief. Well, lads, my name is Jack, and this is my friend, Maggie. Maggie, the sheep next to him said, proud of her name. It will be dark soon. You should follow Maggie to the castle grounds. To bed down for the night, Jack barked again, and the sheep herd sprang to the attention and hurried over the hill. He raced after them. The barn Maggie brought them to was too small to fit even a little dragon. Dorp bumped his head on the door. Walking in, ouch, he said. Maggie led him to some soft hay to lay on. He squirmed, trying to get comfortable. Shh, Maggie said. You don't want to wake the ghost of Bonnie Willie, What? Rudy and Dorp both cried. They looked around at the spooky barn and crept closer together for safety. Dorp fell asleep with one eye open and one eye shut. In his dream, Dorp was back home again. With his family, they laughed and played and swam in the loch together. Everyone looked so happy. He almost believed that he was home again and smiled in his sleep. A loud clanging sound startled him, the poor dragon, and he roared awake. Fire and smoke blazed out of his mouth. Ugh! A farmer dropped his milk pail and ran out of the barn away and scary dragon. Oh no! His backside was on fire. Dorp was more scared than the farmer was. It's Bonnie Willie! Dorp screamed, flapping his wings and running around in circles. All the commotion woke up Rudy, who was wasting no time. Run he screamed. They ran out into the night. Jack the dog sprinted across the field to see what was going on. He calmed the hysterical pig and dragon. That wasn't a ghost. It was a man, he told them. Rudy peeked out from behind Dorp. Are you sure? He oinked, shivering. I, sighed Jack. And Sheepdog, named Old Scott, followed Maggie out to join the party. He's going to bring trouble back with him, Old Scott warned. Jack turned and growled when he looked down the road. An angry mob carrying the torches and pitchforks was marching up the road. A strange-looking man with an eye patch led the charge. It's Scarface, Old Scott barked sharply. We have to get out of here. Under cover of night, Jack ushered everyone quickly away from the mob and out of town. Dorp's heart thumped wildly in his chest. Why were those people so angry? As soon as they reached the town of Bridgeport, Jack said his goodbyes so that he could return to his flock of sheep. Old Scott and Maggie remained with Rudy and Dorp. It was still dark outside, so the group settled in to wait for daylight. Why were those people so angry? Dorp finally asked aloud. Who is Scarface? Old Scott sighed. When I was a young pup, my granddog used to tell me tales from long ago when Scotland was still a land of mystery and magic. There were many dragons living among us then. Some people believed that dragons were good and that they wanted to be our friends, but some, like Scarface, believed that they were bad and only wanted to cause us harm. Those people were called dragon slayers. Old Scott continued. One day, many years ago, a disgraced former knight named Scarface trapped a female dragon, thinking she was the last one alive. When he drew his sword at her, a powerful wind knocked him off his feet. That mighty dragon, Merkin, her mate, swooped down with his claws and took the man's eye out. Dorp gasped. That's my father. The queen decreed that no more dragons could be killed, but they disappeared all the same. We thought they were all gone, Old Scott said. I guess they were only hidden. He smiled at Dorp, who sat in a daze. We're going to stop here. This is part 1.